What's up, gingos? Today I want to talk about the idea of, it's not really an idea, but it's like something to remember and keep in mind is like the idea of why can't it be you? And, I find myself telling myself this more and more often, and it's been paying dividends, which is nuts. Which is like, and I'll explain some ways that it's actually been working, but it's like a lot of these successful people, right? They became successful doing contrarian things, which is like things people won't typically do. And they're looked at weird, or people are like find them to be too weird or an outlier or whatever. But it's like there's nothing wrong with being an outlier as long as you know where you're headed. And so it's like if you're like me, you might not have that much friends, or you might not have the most normal schedule where you're like always at the gym, you're not talking to people, or you don't care to like have a relationship or this and that. Like your mind is focused on things that matter to you. Don't feel like an outcast. There's nothing wrong with it. I think there is something very unique about people like me. If you're like that, you as well, right? It's just like I know a lot of people in the space who are just very introverted. They don't care to have friends. They don't really care to have like be in a relationship right now. There's things that they have focus on that a majority of people don't focus on. And it comes to bite them in the ass later on in the future, and that's what we don't want, and that's what we're so focused on right now. But this whole idea of, I feel like a lot of successful people tell themselves, like, you might see something and you're like, oh, no, that guy got lucky. Oh, that guy was born in a different time, this and that. Or it's like, you need to stop thinking like that and start thinking like, why can't it be you, right? And it's something that's such a strong quote per se, and is almost like, I don't know how to say, like, you could literally feel goosebumps when you tell yourself that in like an actual important scenario. So recently I had just taken my final exam for my class, like, I'm done with school, and I wanted all A's this semester, and I got it, right? I got all A's, 4.0 GPA this semester. And when you took that final test, it was normally all my tests I normally get all hundreds because they're like online, and you can finesse the school system when you're online, right? And but this one was in person, and it was my like first in-person test in like 2 years or something, right? And the last one I didn't do so well, or as well as I wanted to, or whatever, right? And this one I was a little bit stressed, I was a little bit worried. Even from the beginning of the semester, I remember reading in the syllabus test in-person exam, and I started spazzing out right from the beginning, right? I was like, oh my God, how am I gonna do this and that? I want to get an A in this class, whatever, right? And so I stressed about it the whole time, the whole semester. I was like, oh my God, this test is gonna be so hard, whatever, right? And she left out a review. I didn't go to the review class because I just didn't like going in person. But I studied the review very minimal, very very minimal. I like literally I put the review in ChatGPT. I said, give me the answers to this, and I just read it. And she said, you can bring one handwritten cheat sheet. I didn't even handwrite it. I fucking printed out that paper, and I said, you know what? Whatever happens, happens. If I get caught up, she's gonna have to take the paper. I go in, and we're chilling. There's some kids in the class already, and we're all talking. Everybody's so stressed about the exam. It's everybody's like final test. And most people here in that class were also graduating just like me. And so we're all I'm taking it as soon as she finally hands out the test after we actually, what I did? I started spazzing out because everybody else's test was handwritten. I mean, their cheat sheet. And I was like, oh shit, like I'm really the only one that did this. So I started handwriting some bullshit. And I was like, fuck this shit. And I threw it out. And I said, I'm just gonna keep it. Let's see what she says, right? She starts handing out the test. She didn't say nothing to me. And I'm taking the test, and nothing on the cheat sheet helped me at all. Like, that shit was ass. Like, that review sheet was fucking ass, and I was tight. But I'm doing it, I'm like struggling or whatever. And so I'm there taking the test. I said, damn, like I think I just lost my A. Like, all this stress was actually like, I stressed for the right reason, right? Because this test was hard as hell, right? And I'm doing it, and then I finally submitted in. And I'm like, damn, like I don't know what the fuck I got. And I know my other classes I got all A's, right? This was the last class I needed an A in to like get what I wanted. All A's. And so I'm going home, I'm like stressed about, after you take a fucking test, you're like walking home or you're driving home or on the train or whatever, like, damn, like, was that the right answer? Did I put the right thing? Like, I'm sitting there stressing or whatever. And I finally get in my car, I'm driving home, and then I read an email. So it says, oh, everybody in the class passed. The grades will be posted tomorrow. Grades range from 62 to 98. And as soon as you read things like that, you're like, oh what if I got the 62? That's so embarrassing. I just failed this and that, whatever. But she's like, she said everybody passed this and that. So I was like, you know what? Whatever. Even if I'm the one who got the 62, at least I passed or whatever. Right? And I was like, you know what? No, you know what? Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Like, why can't it be me? Why can't I be the one who got the 90? Why can't I be the one who got the highest in the class, right? And, I'll put up the email, right? I'll have it edited somewhere in here. And then, like an hour later, I'm finally home. I'm like eating, and she sends out another email. She goes, grades are posted. And I'm like, oh fuck! Like she didn't even wait the day. Like they just wanted to get it out, and I go check, and I got the fucking 98. And I'll post it here again. And I was like, damn, you see, like when you start thinking positively, it starts working out, right? And it's actually fucking nuts because I got a 97.5, but I'm pretty sure she like rounded up, because why wouldn't she? Because she said it was a range, not the exact grades per se, and based off the class average, it was like 82 or 83. You'll see in the picture or something. So it's like if it was 298, it would be a higher average or a median. She shows both, so I'm pretty sure I got the highest in the grade. And even if I didn't, it's like I said I got a 98, got a 97.5, pretty much the damn same thing, right? Because it has to round up anyway. And I got my A's, finished the semester out with all A's, and it's like that all stemmed from positive thinking. And it's like, I know you're thinking like, oh, you got the 98 before you even had the positive thinking, this and that, whatever. It's like, yeah, maybe or whatever, but it's like, it didn't hurt me to think positively, right? Like, I've had times before where I was like, damn, like, what if I got that 62? Or, you know what, I think I placed average. Maybe I got an 80, right? And it's like, why would you think that? Like, even if it was true, there was no benefit into thinking that was what was going to happen, right? Positive thinking is, like, so beneficial because there's maximum gain and very minimal loss, and the other way around was minimal gain and maximum loss, right? Because let's just say I said I got the 62, right? Now I'm in a bad mood, I'm negative, everything else in my life might like be a little bit worse per se, like because I'm a little bit angrier, right? Because I feel like I lost before I even lost, right? I'm setting myself up for failure. And so like if I said I got the 62 and I didn't, it's like, okay, whatever, right? But because I said I got that 98, I'm still in a good mood. I'm still happy. I'm not acting out or nothing. Look, I don't know how to explain it, but there's no reason for you to think negatively because it does nothing for you, right? If I said that I got the 62 and I actually got the 62, then what if I manifested it essentially, right? But if I got the 62 and then if I said I got the 62 and then I got the 98, yes, I might be a little shocked or surprised, but it's like, was that shock or surprise really worth the shot at your own confidence? Like, why would you do that, right? But if I said I got the 98 and I actually got the 98, it got me fucking excited. Now here I'm fucking talking about it. If I got the 98 and I got anything below that, right? Anything below that, it would have already like, I would have set an anchor because I made my mind believe that I got a 98. And so I was okay with whatever I got. Per se, look, I'd rather be a little bit less than the 98 than assume that I got the 62 and take a shot at my confidence. That's essentially what I'm trying to say, right? So point is, think positively. You never know what you can manifest. And, that class, there was a couple of smart kids in that class. And so the fact that I got the highest in the class and I got my A, I was really happy with it. And I was like one of the last kids to submit my test. So like all these kids went through the exam, this and that. So you would have think they finished fast, probably did well on it. They didn't. And so, this test was kind of hard. It was about finance. There was multiple choice and there was short response. And the short response was worth like 5 times as much as the multiple choice. And some of the multiple choice had multiple answers. And, that shit is ass because now it goes from like you having a 25% chance to like, it completely changes the whole percentage because now you can get one wrong, one right, this and that, whatever, right? Point is, even if this wasn't the best example, if you think positively, positive things will happen. If you think negatively, negative things will happen. And even if they don't happen, you just set yourself up for other things to negatively happen. Like when I came home thinking positive, I was like, what if I got that 90? I got it inside. I started talking to my mom. I was like happy about like, yeah, mom, I got all these A's, this and that, right? But if I came in and it was like, I was like, damn, what if I got that 62? I'd be like, mom, I don't feel like talking right now. Like, you're pissing me off, right? Not because I'm actually pissed off at her or whatever, but because I already put myself in a bad mood. And when you are so aware and like you track your mood and you see how it like contributes to every other part of your life, you really don't want to ever be in a bad mood because it really does ruin so much things. And it's all really for nothing because all problems and your mood is connected to your problems. Your problems are all self-inflicted. If the same person who, like, let's say two people, right? One person's walking, they're both walking, right? One person falls and they get up, they go, oh my God, my life sucks. The world sucks, this and that, right? And then they start like, they're so like caught up in like how horrible the world is that they like bump into some guy and then the guy punches him in the face, right? And now his day just got worse, right? But the other guy falls, he goes, damn, like, I really tripped up, and he starts laughing about it. He's walking about his day. Maybe he also bumps into the guy, he goes, yeah, I'm sorry, man, whatever, right? Like, my bad, or whatever the case may be, right? And the guy doesn't punch him, right? And it's like something as simple as that. It sounds like a stupid example, but that's really how life works. Like, once it rains, it pours. So once you're in a bad mood, everything else just contributes to your mood, and it gets worse and worse and worse. And I know you notice this, and people say it in like there's TV shows that are like, can this get any worse? And it always gets worse. Or if they say, can this get any better? And it actually always gets better. It's real, bro. I'm telling you, like, in life, this life shit is weird. There's like a weird vortex. Once you start thinking positively, everything starts compounding positively as well. If you think negatively, things start negatively compounding. And like, even something as simple as telling yourself you're the luckiest guy in the world, if you tell yourself that I'm super unlucky, every single time where you're unlucky, you'll be like, yeah, you see, I told you I was unlucky. Because that's what you told yourself. That's what your brain starts trying to prove it. But if you tell yourself, I'm the luckiest guy in the world, every single time that you actually get lucky again, now you'll be more consciously aware of it, and you'll be like, you see, I am kind of lucky. Hey, I am kind of lucky. If you like look at like Andrew Tate, he talks about how he's the luckiest person on the planet, right? And he's been probably saying this for so fucking long that he actually eventually became one of the most richest, or not even rich, the most known person on the planet. He was the most #1 Google search person or whatever, right? That's lucky. There's no way that's success, right? His business was connected to how much clout he had, so he probably printed out so much money in that fucking time period where he was the #1 Google search person on Google. Point is, think positively, and in the end, you'll fucking win. We're all gonna fucking win, I'm telling you.